Good to go.
First step we're going to do is gather all the tools, get everything set up. Manifold gauges are hooked up to my system. I use my core mobile tool as a T to make sure that I can put my vacuum gauge on there at any point during my operation. I have a system hooked up on both sides, so I have my low side and high side pulling. I put a magnet on my solenoid to open it up. For the recovery, I'm going to open up these valves, purge my hoses, purge through to the recovery unit, purge through the recovery unit all the way to the tank. Once I'm done that, I will slowly start pulling all the refrigerant out. Once that refrigerant is out, I can complete my repairs. So I'm going to start that. If you have any questions about how we hook this up, let me know right now.
Are you doing active?
This is going to be an active recovery. So I'm using my recovery machine to pull all the refrigerant out. All right. First step, purge my hoses. To do that, I'm going to take off my service caps, put them somewhere you're not going to lose them. Service wrench, throw that on there. And make sure I'm starting with everything in the shut position. I like to purge through my liquid side because it's the most noticeable difference. So I'm going to go to mid-seat. So that is now in the mid-seated position. I should have pressure, and I do. It's at 140 psi. I'm going to purge my hose here until I see that liquid mist come out. Call that good. Now, because liquid is so noticeable and vapor is not, I'm going to open my liquid side through my manifold to my low side. I have not opened this service valve yet. And I'll purge my hose here. As soon as I see that liquid mist come off, I know that I purged that side as well. Now I'm going to open up my service hose. Come down to my recovery unit. Purge that. Open up the valves on my cylinder. And finally purge to my tank.
Question. Could you set all that up and then just purge directly from the tank?
You can open up every valve along the trail that I did open up one at a time and purge once through this hose. It takes a little bit longer for the liquid to reach that point, and the only risk you have is that it completely boils off in your hoses before getting there, which makes it harder to tell if it's fully evacuated.
So it's better to do it step by step.
Step by step, I can just see that mist, so it's easier.
Understood.
So at this point, I've now got everything open. I've got this mid-seated, my gauges are open. I still have my vapor side shut. That's because the fastest way to recover a gas or a refrigerant is in the purely liquid form. So we're gonna recover the liquid first. When we're finished with the liquid, then I'll open up the vapor and pull both sides vapor. So I can turn my machine on, open this valve up. I'm not gonna do that in this case because there is nitrogen inside the system right now. So I'm just gonna let that go right here. While we're doing this, there should be a note on your cylinder about the weight inside of that cylinder of refrigerant. As well, we're going to make note of how much refrigerant we pulled out of the system. Even if it's low, we want to know how much is coming out. This is a good time to do an acid test to make sure that if there's any failures inside your system, it's not caused by acid buildup in your refrigerant. So letting that go, that's going to come down to roughly around 0. Now that I've finished the liquid, I'm going to crack open my vapor valve. That should pull a little bit more. That is now gone out, done. Now that we've purged all of that refrigerant all the way out, we'll slowly shut off in the same way that we turned it on. So, first off, I'm going to backseat this one all the way back. And then I'm going to backseat my liquid side all the way back. Now it's pulling into a vacuum, so I can close these off. My high and my low side. And I close my service hose all the way off. Now it should be about 0 PSI on this side, 300 to 400 PSI on this side. It's still pumping. It's still trying to get it out. This recovery unit isn't made with a purge function, but some are. If it has a purge function, make sure you know how to use it. That will help purge any of the refrigerant that's left in the unit out. But for us, this could be called acceptable losses. For this one, when this reaches 0 and we want to turn it off, I'm going to close my vapor port and shut that down at the same time. The reason I shut this and this at the same time is so that it's not trying to pump a vacuum, a complete vacuum. Now that I've done that, I can shut this one off. That traps any leftover refrigerant inside of this. And I'm going to have some acceptable losses right here. So I'm going to close my liquid side of my valve. This hose is full of refrigerant now. I'm going to lose it no matter what I do.
With a purge function, you would be able to save some of that, though.
You'd only be able to save some of it that's in this machine.
Understood.
But that's it.
What about with a hose with like check valves?
If you have a hose with check valves or ball valves, you can contain the refrigerant inside of your hoses. But only if you only detach one side. You need to put ball valves on both sides to contain that refrigerant. Not always an option. In this case, we call it acceptable losses. I'd rather lose a couple ounces of refrigerant in my hoses than put bad refrigerant or air inside of a system that kills the whole thing. All right, so we've done that. We can take our hoses off. I'm gonna take that off, put this away somewhere clean where it's not gonna get all dirty up inside.
So you've just demonstrated active retrieval?
That is active recovery that was just done.
Okay.
So for now, I'm done with my recovery unit. Next step is going to be repairs, any repairs that we have to make.